Maybe you're just not recognized during your time. They're not succeeding. Oh, it's because, I'm before my time. No, you're just not adjusting to the market because you're convinced that your art is good when it's not selling. And that's like, the trap that I don't want to get into, because right now I'm underappreciated, but that's because I understand, and being intellectually honest with myself, that it's because I haven't pulled the right levers yet. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to, but it doesn't mean that, oh, I'm just underappreciated. Like, what does that even really do? Like, I don't want to wait until, first of all, I don't want to spend my whole life thinking that I'm amazing when I haven't even learned how to pull the market levers, right? I need to be able to appeal to the market. And I know I'm capable of it. I've proven it. But you have to prove it over time. That's the problem. It's like, just because you prove it a few times, I have pulled some of the levers. And I already know that they work. But you have to pull them more often and at the right times. Those are the things that take a long time and lots of practice, lots of iteration. Live stream has been stopped. I think that might be a you problem. Maybe you accidentally pressed pause. My connection seems to be pretty steady. Yeah, I'm having some yerba mate. My last stream crashed. I don't know about that. I seem to be just fine. My connection seems to be green. I need to brush my hair. Are you live somewhere else too? Yeah, I'm live with YouTube, and I'm live. I think it must have been you. I think maybe I think that was your computer or your phone. Maybe your connection went out. My stream seems to be going just fine. Oh wait, there seems to actually be some errors. Oh no, but that's only with X. Never mind. Let me see what's going on there. That's a different platform though. I'm just gonna post it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you have to. I keep forgetting that for the X post, you have to actually go in and post it. Let me refresh the chat. Yeah, obviously, I think X, the chat portion of it for Restream chat doesn't particularly work, but that doesn't really matter. I don't really care about the interacting with the chat there. People can chat there, but that I don't like. I think I need to set some restraints on which chats I actually interact with. So Twitch and YouTube are the only chats that I actually interact with. I don't interact with X. It's even if it did work with Restream chat, obviously technically I could open up the X chat window on its own, separate, but I don't think that's particularly something I should do, because that chat is probably the most toxic. And I probably shouldn't interact with them. They would just derail my stream. Check, girly, check. I'm pretty sure something happened. Yeah, I think something happened with, maybe, but I'm pretty sure something happened on your end. I'm sorry. I can't control your phone or your computer or your internet connection. I think it may have been something on your end. Yeah, so I still have some slight red in my hair. I dyed my hair more honey blonde. Or actually, no, it was sun blonde or whatever. It was Revlon 3, among the blonde. I am a natural blonde, but because I dyed my hair red, you can still see, you see that right there? You can still see some of the red. It kind of creates an interesting texture, right? It's almost it's rose blonde, or what's the strawberry blonde? I don't even know what all those different terms that people use for hair. It does create an interesting texture. Regardless, I know I'm beautiful. That's not really the question. I'm not questioning whether or not I'm beautiful. It's just I want to reach a certain aesthetic. And I guess that's good. It's just constantly change over time. But I want to reach a certain aesthetic that matches what I want to present myself as an artist. And I think like, my body is my canvas. How I present myself as a woman is like part of my performance. And that might change from, like, obviously there's going to be certain productions where I'm going to play a certain role, and that's going to be completely different. I just love the entire process of creation. I love the process of, like, writing. I love the process of, performance, because writing is one thing, but being able to execute the writing on different mediums, because like, especially like stage play versus film, like those are two different things. I want to study those by doing it and learning from others, and working with other people, learning from each other. I feel like that's really, I don't really want to be a performer for the sake of, making success, being famous, making money. Obviously, those are good things. I'm not going to say I'm like above that. You need those things to live, and they are good measures of success. So if I'm not getting those things, it means I'm not where I need to be. It means I'm not pulling all the levers that I could be. Right? So it's like, I don't ever want to be that person that blames other people for lack of success, because it's not very attractive. Most people will not achieve success, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna give up on it, because I feel like I have a lot to offer. And I feel like, yeah, I just haven't found my complete marketability yet. And maybe I will once I get the housing situation started, because I'm going to have more baseline energy that'll allow me to pursue these things with a cleaner slate, right? So, like, if I have more baseline energy every day, I'm going to be able to do more. If I have more baseline energy every day, I'm going to be able to focus more on my craft. If I have more baseline energy every day, and I'm going to be able to look for more collaboration opportunities. I'm going to be able to get coaching, like join like audition for a play, or take an improv class, or take an acting class. Like, I've taken acting class, but, like, I'm operating on a baseline energy right now based on my situation and my resources. I'm operating on a baseline energy that is not conducive to being able to actually, like, make complete use of that. And yeah, you could say that I just need to try harder, that I'm making excuses, but that's actually the opposite of what I'm doing. I know people might, like, at first glance think that that's what I'm doing, but it's because I'm still doing, and you can look at it from the opposite perspective, that even when I have this lower baseline energy, I'm still able to do something to try to pull all these levers. Hey, what's up, Adrian? Welcome back. Hey, what's up, like that bean? Flick that bean. What's up? MJ? Mary Jane? Yeah, maybe in the next reboot of Spider-Man, I can play MJ. Do you remember me? Remember me? um, like when they make it looks like there was some streaming problems. Because I'm live now on Twitch again. So I think you were right, Ardion. Ginger plus blonde. Yeah, it's not really ginger. Maybe it is ginger, because the red used to be darker. So now I look like I'm ginger, but I'm not. I'm actually naturally a blonde. Hey, the album. That's a funny name. It's like, there's an album, but it's album the album. But it's not album the album. It's album the album the album. Okay, like, I get it. I get it. You're listening to Michael Jackson? Oh, that's what you're talking about. Adrian. Yeah, I'm lagging. Yeah, so I think there is some issues. I think maybe there's some kind of connection issues. I might have to connect to a different server. Yeah, I don't know. You're always right. True. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just I am not quite where I need to be, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but let's look at the facts. I have spent the last 20 years of my life as an adult trying to make myself marketable in multiple contexts, not just as an artist, not just as a performance artist, not just as a musician. I have literally been trying to make myself marketable, period. And some things are not, when people say marketable, you have to look at the bigger picture. It's not just about being a performance artist or being an artist or being on social media. Human nature, you have to be able to market yourself to the community. So it goes beyond like employment. Like I've been trying to make myself marketable, but if I'm operating on a baseline that is not conducive to that, then I'm like pushing a boulder uphill, right? Like Sisyphus. Okay, so I need to get rid of that boulder. Okay, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying because I have never stopped trying. Right? I have absolutely never stopped trying. And I've achieved a lot of things, even with that boulder. So it's not that I'm like this terrible person who's going to fail. I'm just operating on a baseline that is like holding me back. And as soon as I am able to fix that part of it, it's not guaranteed that I'm going to become immediately successful or marketable or anything like that. But it does mean that I'm going to be operating on a significantly better baseline, which is going to give me more energy, which is going to give me more freedom. It's going to give me more ability to explore these things rather than just kind of feeling stuck and also limited in my physical environment. It's kind of has a snowball effect. I'm not even operating on the baseline that most people do by the time they get to 18. I'm 38 and I'm just now getting resources that a lot of people might not have, all of them. Obviously a lot of people are starting out at, when they're 18 with like, they have an uphill battle in front of them, but they're able to actually tackle those problems. I have tried my best to tackle those problems for the last 20 years. And until I started getting actual like scaffolding underneath me with resources that are designed to lift me up and to help me succeed, I failed constantly. But here's the pattern that I need to remember about myself. I continue to get back up. I continue to push myself. I continue to try. So like that's the part I need to keep in mind about myself. That even under these conditions in this trailer with no real skills in the marketplace. Like I do have skills, but like marketing is really hard when you're autistic and you don't have the baseline that some autistic people are able to get to. When you're operating on a limited set of levers to pull, you can only pull so many levers, and I'm trying to figure out how to pull the other ones when I don't have the baseline capability to do that without help. But even with that limited amount of levers, I was able to secure transgender surgeries. One of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing, to actually get to happen in this world, I made happen. Because I found out what I needed to do and I did it. That's the baseline skill. I did that in this trailer, living with my alcoholic father. Okay, in a like a really chaotic and abusive environment. that is not conducive to any kind of success. With mold, with like, like mice. I hope I don't get sick before they get me out of here. You ain't getting attention? Because I'm talking. Are you the album? That is album of the album from the album. Okay. You're just staying here because I just feel relaxed. I'm glad that you're feeling relaxed. You should use the money for more important things. I mean, what do you... have you been listening to me for the past 30 minutes? I've been explaining these things already. Pray tell what I should use that money for. And how it's going to help me when I've already been using that money for things that are actually helping me. Like, I don't understand. So basically, even under these conditions, I made those surgeries happen. Not only that, but I got all these resources that are going to help me succeed. These housing resources. These, like, job skills, advocacy. Like life skill coaching, behavioral coaching, relationship coaching. I'm getting all sorts of things that I didn't have before. That I had that I qualified for. But nobody was going to get those things to happen except for me. I do have stuff like that. I do have... I got charcoals. I got soft pastels. I got oil pastels. We're not particularly... Like, I'm not particularly able to explore those things all right away. Use the money to print more money. True. Use the money for more money? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what... like, I got to get housing situated. And I have a meeting next week that is like... I'm further along and closer than I've ever been before to actually escaping this trailer. And I know it's like really hard to explain here on my stream, but I'm just trying to keep you guys updated a little bit. I don't want to make my whole stream about this, but it's kind of like all encompassing. It's kind of taking over my life. And I guess at some point I have to accept that as a streamer, this is part of the journey as a content creator that I get to share with you guys publicly. And people in the future, when I get into a more financially stable and successful career, like, people are going to be able to look back and say, I was there. Like, you guys later on are going to be able to say, I was there when she was in that trailer. And that's part of the journey, right? 5'11", barefoot tall. I don't even know what that means. So yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of sharing like where I'm at. And I know that it's so hard for somebody who doesn't know me to listen to what I'm saying and hear anything except, oh, she's just making excuses. She's not working hard enough. She's just, playing a victim. You don't see the whole picture. And if you did, you'd probably be on the same page as me. At least I hope. And if not, well, there's the door, okay? There's the door. You can leave. Nobody's forcing you to be here. But in any case, I'm pretty sure most people who are reasonable human beings who understand nuance are pretty capable of understanding that even in this extremely limiting environment, I have achieved things that most people under optimal environments are not able to achieve. So imagine it. Maybe it's not going to be like exactly proportional. So maybe if I unlock some, baseline stability, it's not really going to just like exponentially leap up, but it's going to be a big leap. For real. Okay, so like basically, I want to see what I'm capable of when I'm not being held back. And it might take a while. It might not get to exactly where I want it to be, but I'm going to keep trying because that's who I am. I'm not going to give up just because the market tells me I'm failing. I'm using that as data. And maybe I'm maybe I'm going to be more successful than I ever could have imagined. Once I actually start taking action the way I want to take action. I could be taking action now in certain ways, but I'd rather spend that energy to just keep myself stable, keep myself alive, keep myself ready, right? That's a choice I made. And I know it's a choice. I could have made a different choice, but I chose this one. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know if it's, I don't know if the other choices would be better, but I'm making the choice to kind of restrain myself, not make all the content that I really want to make, because if I did that, I might be sacrificing other things that prevent me from getting through this process. I'd rather wait until I get past the finish line of this current process and then kind of recuperate and gather the data again and reassess the situation and then execute a new plan. So right now I'm kind of it's like if you're running a marathon. I've never actually done this, but I can imagine, at least for a metaphor purpose, you can see the finish line you're at the last mile, right? Are you going to sprint, or are you going to make sure you don't injure yourself? Are you going to make sure that you're, not dehydrated? Are you going to make sure that you're going to make it to the finish line? Or are you going to sprint because you want to shave like a minute off your end time, right? And if you sprint, maybe you will get a faster time, or you'll sprain your ankle and you'll fall down and you won't even be able to finish, right? So I'm at the final stretch. And so am I going to, waste all my energy at this last phase, which I don't know how long it be. It might be only a week or two away. It might be a month away. They promised it's not going to be months and months, but it might be pretty soon. It might be faster than I realize. It might actually be too fast. Either way, we're going to deal with it, and I'm going to survive it, and we're going to get past it, and then we're going to move on. That's what I do. That's who I am. And I've always been this way. And that's only going to get further increased as my baseline resources increase. I'm not going to get lazy. That's impossible. It's just not going to happen. I know people say, oh, once you have all these things taken care of, you're just going to get lazy and give up. No, you have no idea what I'm capable of. I'm the kind of person that if you increase my baseline, I achieve higher. That's just who I am. That's who I am as a person. I do more when I have more freedom, not less. Some people, maybe you give them more freedom, they get lazy. I'm not going to judge them, but I'm not that person. People might accuse me of being that person, but I'm not. You just think I'm venting right now? Yeah, I mean, it is kind of venting. It's also kind of just it's kind of like reinforcement of what's true, instead of letting the cognitive distortions take over. Because I have cognitive distortions. It's not water, it's yerba mate. I've been drinking, I drank this whole pot of yerba mate. Okay. We're at the final stretch, okay? I don't have to chug it. And then I'm going to get my water. Then we're going to go log into World of Warcraft. I'm going to play my warrior. A lot of the stuff that I talk about on stream, it's kind of for my audience, but it's also mainly for me right now. And this isn't the final product. And I hope that people understand this is not the final product. And if you think this is what my content is going to be forever, you have not seen my arc. Okay, I have constantly evolved, and I'm still evolving. And the people who stick around, they've noticed that. And that's because you guys see my situation and you think this is it. You think that this is what she's going to do forever. She's just a loser who's on the internet, who's trying to get attention, who's trying to play the victim. No, I know it looks like that. I know it does. But I want you to trust me a little bit that I am capable of far much more than you think I might be. And I have proven it already. Not all of those times have been on stream, but I have proven it. I have gotten real evidence from people in the real world that I am capable of amazing things. And I am a special type of personality. Hey, what's up, Red Shanks? This is Manic. I mean, you can think whatever you want. You want to change the topic? I mean, I don't have to change the topic, and I don't feel heavy. I don't know why you're thinking about that. I would appreciate. I do appreciate people are kind of looking out for me, but at the same time, like, I'm in control of my behavior. I don't know why people think that I'm like manic, or that I'm like somehow out of control. Like, I am a performance artist. I've been doing this for 6 years. I know how to present myself on stream. Like, the reason I'm talking about it is because it's on my mind. My day's going pretty well. We're having some yerba mate. I just kind of want to like figure out how to close this conversation right now. Have you gotten good? We only played FC for like that one stream. We're gonna revisit it periodically, but right now we're gonna be playing some World of Warcraft. We need to get back in. I have full rested XP on like all my characters, but especially my warrior. I need to go run those blood furnaces. Okay, we need to learn that dungeon, like get it extremely optimized. Okay, like we need to get strong. Okay, you're gonna head out. Well, thanks for stopping by. It was nice being here. You have a good one. Well, thank you, Album. Thank you so much for being here. I also need to get something to eat inside of me. I think I'm gonna make my protein drink. And have some dried fruit. Let's go. Yeah, let me switch over. Let me switch over the scene. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Oh. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, let's get some music going. Give you guys some vibes. Hopefully the music's loud enough. Well, have a good night's sleep, Aryan. Lord Ronnie, let's go. Exactly. Yeah, we're logging in. I gotta get some food, though. Kind of running on... I haven't had anything to eat this morning, so... Yeah, I don't even remember how to play the game. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's switch over to, maybe we should just do some quests. No, I need to do the dungeon. Yeah, so we need to... Just one question? What's up, Allison? How you doing? Yeah, I gotta finish this yerba mate. Kind of like what I was like really going on about mostly was that mostly what I'm doing lately on stream is just I'm trying to get through this final step in my ability to have stability. And then I'm probably going to have to take a break from content creation while I get my bearings and develop like what my routine is. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to slowly start figuring out what my new trajectory is. And you guys have never seen this happen. This is going to be completely new for me and for you. This next stage of my life has never existed before. I have either been a child or I've been an adult who was struggling to even survive. I have never been in a situation where I'm allowed to build. I have built in ways that most people don't. So that's a good sign. But I also only know how to operate under the survival mode. And so I'm going to have to figure it out. It's going to be new. And I'm going to take my time. So it might take a while. But I think that maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe we'll make some really rapid progress. I think having a better environment will just give me a better energy baseline. It'll also be better like visually, because you guys are going to see me less stressed out, but also literally the actual physical environment that my stream is on and all my content is going to stem from is going to be nicer to look at. Okay, like right now, I don't really have an ideal situation. I'm not able to really customize my camera angles. I'm not really able to customize my lighting too much. When I have like a better physical studio environment, my content will like just the baseline of quality is going to go up. And so that alone is not enough to like guarantee like more traction, but it's a big lever to pull, right? So I only really got like 5 of watching you, but I got it. Prioritize your life. I don't know what you're talking about. You're taking a break. I just started watching. No, I'm not taking a break. What I'm saying is when this final step happens, I'm gonna have to take like some time off. I don't know how long that's gonna be. It might be a few days. Maybe you guys aren't even gonna notice. But I'm just saying personally, I need time to find out what my new rhythm is when I move into a new environment, King. You were asking if 5 foot 11 inches, 100 centimeters height short for. How is that short? I mean, obviously, if you're 5'11" and maybe you feel shorter around someone like me, I'm a big girl. Okay, I'm 6 foot tall. My question is up there. But yeah, King, maybe nobody will notice. Maybe I'm just talking about this more for myself. But I will establish a new baseline, and I'm going to be figuring out what my new rhythm is, because I'm going to be in a situation, and he say me I noob, LOL. That's the name of that person's guild? Jeez. This is a situation I've never been in my entire life. I've either been a child and kind of like basically a victim of my environment. I did my best I could as a child, but I didn't really do it too well. When I was an adult, I was a victim of my environment, and I could have done more, but I didn't have the proper support because of my environment and a lack of resources. And I could have done something when I started getting help, but I've done so much already with the bare minimum. But I've never been in a situation my entire life, especially these past 20 years as an adult. I have never been in a situation my entire life where I've actually been operating under a baseline of survival that is not just about survival, but is actually a baseline that allows me to build a life. And I have been building even under survival. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Is that the kind of person I am is, even when the environment was absolutely terrible, I found whatever next step I could take instead of giving up, instead of numbing myself. And yeah, I went through phases where I was just giving up and numbing, but I always stepped back up. Like I always get back up. Like I always get back on the path. And that's what I need to remember about myself. Will you marry someday? I'm not going to marry someday. especially my viewer named Someday. I have a viewer named Someday on Twitch. I'm definitely not going to marry him. I'm not going to marry anyone. I'm polyamorous. Oh, I only got to watch you for 5 days time, but I understand that prioritizing your life is more important. And yes, I think you should prioritize yourself and your goals first and foremost. Here's the thing, is you guys might not even notice. I'm still going to be posting content. But I'm not going to be live streaming until I get a baseline. Like, that's the thing. I think you guys are going to be surprised. I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. I think you guys are going to like my comeback. Maybe, you know, I'm not going to spoil too much, but I have plans. I have content plans for the comeback stream. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to make, I mean, maybe you guys are going to see it coming. Maybe the people who were here, you guys knew. Don't spoil it for everyone else, for all the new viewers. So if you're here already, you're part of my core viewers now. I'm letting you guys in on a secret. I have plans for a comeback stream, and you might see it coming, but don't spoil it. Okay, please. You guys are in on it. I'm counting on you not to spoil it for the new viewers when it happens. And maybe I'm gonna do it in such a way that you guys aren't even gonna know. That's the thing. I'm gonna maneuver it, or I'm kind of smart. Like, you guys don't know how smart I am. Like, I'm so smart that I can make myself look stupid. That's how smart I am. Isn't that like a good excuse? See, that's what makes me smart, though. It's such a good excuse because you can't disprove it. It allows me to look stupid, and I can excuse it as, oh, well, that's just me pretending to look stupid. But that ironically makes me smart. Because that's what a smart person would do. Do you have any plans for collabs? I mean, in the future. I am an actress, and I am constantly looking for people to collaborate with. But like I said, in this situation, in this trailer, it has never worked. I've never been able to establish a rapport with people because my baseline is so low that I can't go through that process, no matter how hard I've tried. When I took an acting class, I was trying to network. Actually, I mean, I don't want to get into that. It's a kind of a long story. But yeah, I need to get something to eat. And I'm also your old subscriber. Yeah, you've been around here for a while. Yeah, I definitely have plans for collabs, but we're going to take it one step at a time. I'm going to have to start out by getting my new baseline. And I'm going to have to go through some stuff off stream for like a little bit. It might not be as long as I think it is. Might only be like a day. So, I mean, it's probably going to be like a month of just trying to establish a new baseline. I'm probably going to stream before that, but I'm not going to like start truly getting out into the world. Like, it's going to take a few steps first. Like, first I want to go to chess tournaments. That's a big deal for me. It's gonna be like a huge step because it's gonna be a way of getting out of the house into the community, doing something that is a shared experience and a shared hobby that is doing personal development. First of all, I also want to finish this book. It's Jeremy Silman's 4th edition of How to Reassess Your Chess. I need to actually finish this book. No pressure, but like I want to actually have I want to have the peace of mind and baseline stability and baseline energy that gives me the ability to truly get back into chess the way I want to go to tournaments, to join a chess club, right? There's a chess club in San Francisco, the Mechanics Institute. I want to go regularly, and it's not like a big thing, like going to tournaments, but also just going there to study and meet people, make some, like, you know, maybe make some friends. I'm not going there with the specific intention to meet people, but you're going to meet people. You're going to play chess with people, and over time, I'm just going to see what happens. And, you know, going to chess tournaments, that's invaluable experience as a chess player. That's literally the only way to really improve. And I'm going to be going to chess tournaments because I'm going to have that baseline stability. And the agencies I'm working with are really, they encourage that kind of stuff, and they're very proud of me. But they're also really happy to hear that that's what I want to do. They're like, you're getting out. They want me to get out in the community. They want me to build my career. They want me to build my relationships, and they want to provide. They want me to be able to get stable housing, like safe and conducive housing. That's the biggest thing that's going on. And it's really important that I do that, and that aligns exactly with what these agencies exist for. I'm like the perfect candidate for their support. So that would be really cool, especially the one where you have to tap the timer. Yeah, I mean, you always have to tap the timer. I've been playing chess for quite a while. I know the tournament rules and all sorts of stuff. I've been to a few tournaments. I've played like classical chess, which is like where you have 2 hours on the clock, which means your game can potentially last 4 hours. I'm really good at that. I may not be the best at chess, but I'm really good at that. At like being able to actually go through that, the actual chess environment. I'm like really good at that. And I could get better over time. I know how to study, but I also need coaching, and I need to work with other people in general. Just like play games with other people, meet other people. Everyone is kind of your coach. Like if you're a chess player, every single person you meet is potentially, like even them just playing a game with you is technically coaching. That's the beauty of chess. But I might make some friends, and maybe those people stream, and I might be able to do a collab with them. I'm not going to like push for it. I'm going to let things happen kind of organically. I do have like I do have an agenda, so to speak. And I'm pretty good at like, hey, I know how to pounce on opportunities. I'm a little bit of a shark, but you need to be a shark in the content world. Like you need to be a shark. It doesn't mean you have to be a narcissist, but it does mean that you have to be a shark. You have to be ready to pounce, right? It's not like this huge evil thing, but it kind of sounds like it. Ma'am, my previous comments. What were your previous comments? I did read your previous comments. You're talking about if you're tall. You're pretty tall for a guy. I mean, yeah, you're not 7 feet tall, but that's actually kind of like too tall. I don't know. Everybody's different. Don't worry about your height. Don't worry about your appearance. Don't worry about anything, really. Just unless it's something that aligns with who you are as a person, and you can accept yourself for who you are, then the right people are gonna orbit towards that. And it might be frustrating, and it doesn't mean it's like eventually like guaranteed, but I feel like you're gonna be the happiest if you allow the things to happen organically. Even though you want to be controlling it, just like building a career for myself, right? Happening organically is going to be the highest sustainable career path. There might be moments where I can really push, but there's going to be a lot of moments where pushing will actually be the bad thing. Sometimes pushing, if you push too early, like in chess, right? If you bring out your queen too early, you can be punished for it. You did something? I mean, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about, Ardian. I just don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I literally just don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I have to also open up the new chat because the stream went out for some reason. I think Restream had issues, and so I had to reopen the stream chat just now. So basically, I don't know what you're talking about, Arjan. Anyway, I need to get my protein drink. Oh, let's finish this yerba mate. You guys see this? Like, I need to finish it. Jeez. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Will you marry me? No, I'm not gonna marry you. I really like the person you are, and you are so pretty too. That's like a cherry on the top. I am older than 18, so that's old enough. Huh, Reb? Sorry, Arjan. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna marry my viewers. But yeah, basically, got my protein drink. Got my water. We had our yerba mate. Let me just check my phone really quick though. And then we're like gonna queue up for some dungeon, okay? Blood furnace. Okay, yeah. Anyway, protein intake gets completed just by looking at you. I don't even want to know what that means. I mean... Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. We got some protein going on. Yeah. We got Eye of the Storm now. Yeah, so we gotta get to level 70. And then back to Alterac Valley as always. But yeah, okay, yeah, we gotta do a dungeon. Okay, so let's do, Blood Furnace. We're gonna go back to that. Yeah, let's just queue up for some Blood Furnace. I'll come back later. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Arjan. All right. Oh, we got healer. Oh no, that's a DPS. Oh no, that's a healer. Okay. Yeah, let's get ourselves over to the instance. Ayo. You guys simping? There's room enough for me to be passed around by everybody. I'm not ashamed of this, but I am a slut. So you better be okay with that. That's why I'm saying I'm not going to get married, okay? A lot of people are okay with that. But it's okay. I'm going to save my people for the people who are okay with that, because they deserve my attention, because they're the ones who matter, right? So honestly, like, people always say, oh, no one's going to want to be with you if you're a slut, or if you're like, if you do sex work, or, you know, you're in porn, whatever. Well, then those people don't matter. I'm going to be with people who respect me as an individual. That's also like a huge red flag if somebody is going to have a problem with me, you know, having autonomy over my body. Like, so people who respect me, people who understand that I'm an individual. I also understand that I wouldn't expect them to only be with me either. What matters to me more is about, like, behavior and how they treat people, like other people, but also how they treat me. Obviously. You're gonna come get me? Well, please don't. Please, please don't. I will have to give you a restraining order if you do that. Please don't. Okay. Why could you be with somebody who respects you if you don't even respect yourself? See, that's a lot of assumptions, user. I don't even know what you're operating off of. Like, what kind of baseline is that? What you're just assuming I don't respect myself? I respect myself more than you can possibly imagine. Sounds like you're projecting, to be honest. You think somebody who does porn doesn't respect themselves? That's a huge assumption on your part. I just want you to actually like take a step back and be a little bit more respectful. You treated me well, but that's not the only thing that matters, Arshan. You're gonna ask me out and I already said no. Please respect that, or I actually will ban you from my chat if this becomes a problem, by the way. Please don't. I already warned you. I am not your girlfriend. I am not your wife. Please respect that. You're my viewer, and I appreciate your support, but don't become delusional. I am not your girlfriend. I am not your wife. I am not gonna marry you. Please don't meet me. Okay, don't. Okay. Nice, got a health stone. No, just I'm gonna give you a time. Just don't. Be your wingman? Delete the comment. World of Warcraft. Yes, it is, Sticks. It's World of Warcraft. What's this game about? It's about being a badass. I'm a warrior. I'm not even level 62 yet. Okay. Yeah. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not really particularly very good. Also, I'm only level 61 trying to tank here, so... Huh. Phew, that was crazy. Graphics kind of crash. What? My soundtracks, retro arcade player. I mean, that would be fun. I playing the music's from rainwave.cc/OC Remix. OC Remix, Overclocked Remix, is a place where people have their own community created remixes of video game soundtracks. It's an amazing community. All community driven. It's moderated, so people are. It's only approved, manually for each track that gets added. Rainwave is a playlist online. It's a radio of it, where you can actually go to rainwave.cc/OC Remix, and you can actually vote for the next track that appears on stream. So it's morning. Yeah, I mean it's afternoon now, but since I was yapping all morning. Okay, I don't know if I'm tanking too badly. Oops. Oops. I pulled a little too much there. The OG Grand Marshal set? Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna have to replace that. We're going all the way up to level 70 now. Radagast. Where do I know that name from? Radagast? What is that like, is that from... That's not from, Redwall, is it? No. Radagast is from something else, right? What's Radagast from? Where do you sleep? When do you sleep? I sleep at night. Like a normal person. Yeah, I got a bit too cocky right there. I pulled the whole room. Oops! Oh no, I went the wrong way. Oh, fuck. I gotta go all the way around. Fuck. Radagast? Lord of the Rings! Oh, right. One of the 5... Yeah, that's, Radagast. Wasn't he the brown? No. I was training at 4 a.m. Yeah, sometimes I stream really early or really late, depending on how you look at it. The brown? Yeah, he's the one with the animals, right? The furry, the druid. Or I guess he's like the Beastmaster. I guess is a better way of putting it. There was gray, white, brown, and 2 blue ones. Yeah, nobody remembers about the blue ones. It's not even really mentioned in, like, Silmarillion. Yeah, I mean, I've read some of the histories, though. I'm on the Lays of Beleriand. I haven't read it in, like, a year and a half. I read the Book of Lost Tales, Part 1 and Part 2. Oh, there we go. Oh. Yeah, I read the Book of Lost Tales Part 1 and Part 2. I've read and I read some of the Lays of Beleriand. It's like, that's like the poetry version. It's a little harder to read. And then I was gonna get into what was the fourth one? What's the fourth book? That's the one, like, basically, that's like it's like the whole, like, history of Middle-earth, kinda. Like, right? Like, isn't, like, that more of, like, the Second Age, right? Or, yeah, there's, like, a big battle or something. I don't even know. We all know the blue one. I think it's probably they were killed by Saruman. Yeah, I mean, no, like, they just kind of disappeared into the world. Like, nobody really knows what happened to them. I mean, it might be suggested, but maybe Saruman even made that up. Like, knowing Saruman, right? Like, maybe he didn't actually kill them, but he wanted people to believe he did. Like, who knows? Like, right? Anything can happen. Increase your dodge rating. More of a rogue thing, right? And for some reason, sometimes I overlap Lord of the Rings with, like, Wheel of Time. So when I think blue, I think, like, the Blue Aja. Yeah, sometimes I overlap Wheel of Time. Okay, so... reading Wheel of Time. Yeah, I know. I read all of it. Now I'm starting to read also Game of Thrones. I'm rereading it in Spanish to like help me study Spanish more. I'm really good at learning from reading. I know not everybody is, but that's how I learned English really well. I have a hard time with social skills, you know, because of autism issues, but that's like goes beyond language. That's like autism. Okay, like yeah, that's like a different skill. Plus, I'm not gonna like forget English just because I study Spanish. Okay. But like, you know, I learn a lot, and I kind of do like, I have like a integrated lesson plan that's like all in, like, it's basically, I have a complete like approach to learning, and like it's not just reading, it's also working on like grammar and like vocabulary lists, creating vocabulary lists. I'm using ChatGPT to like do, I'm really good at using ChatGPT. I don't use it like most people. I create like protocols and like instruction sets that are like kind of advanced. It's not like insane. I'm not trying to claim that I'm like some genius, but the way I use ChatGPT is more like how researchers and engineers use it. Like I don't do it to replace thinking. I do it to augment thinking. I use it as like a data collection tool. I use it as like it kind of like an optimizer. I don't really use it to replace thought. Honestly, it's not really good at replacing thought, to be fair. I'm a very advanced ChatGPT user. I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or whatever. I'm just being real. Oh, oops. Oh. Good night. Good night, Arjan. Yeah, bring them over there. Oh. I guess, yeah. Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, I'm rereading it in Spanish. It helps a lot because it helps me like connect ideas based on a way of thinking that already is implemented in English. Because I read a lot of books as a child. I wouldn't say like a lot, but I think quality over quantity is like how I approached it. Jesus, what is going on here? Yeah, I was trying to pull them to the hall so fear wouldn't make them run in. And now someone left. You read them for the first time last year while it ruined parts of the show for me. I was glad I took the time to do. The book is so much better than the show. And also he's finishing the books, which he will finish, I'm pretty sure. Jesus Christ, everyone left. Our shaman just ran in and died somehow. So it wasn't just me. I guess they made a new guild. Yeah, so I think that dungeon was a wash. Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately that dungeon was a wash. No, I really like the books. I like every single point of view character. I just think like Daenerys has always been kind of an unlikable character, but I mean I feel like she's more likable in the books. And like in the show, they kind of flatten her a little bit. I don't really know. I don't want to get too much into it. I don't want to give spoilers, but basically, I feel like the series kind of flattened Daenerys. They could have done. I feel like maybe that's just the best they could in that kind of medium, but I really don't think that they really did any of the characters full justice. But they had to work with what they were working with, you know. It's a different medium. Like in books, you can't... Just like, I think it was really hard to actually do justice to Wheel of Time. I think the series did a good job at it by reimagining it. I think if they were trying to do a faithful remake of the books, it would have flopped. And it kind of flopped already just because it was so expensive. They couldn't maintain it, which really sucks. But I almost feel like I think they have something planned. I think they're trying to fight to get it back. A lot of series, they end up getting canceled, but then they end up coming back. Apparently people are still crossing their fingers, including myself, about the Orville season 4. So people have been talking about the Orville for a while. It was a really good show. It wasn't just like a spin-off of... I mean, it wasn't just like a Star Trek clone. It was like it did its own thing. Like it wasn't like it had its own kind of rules and history and like lore that made it really special. Like at first it was just like, oh look, it's Star Trek, but Seth MacFarlane. Okay, yeah, but then it turned into something really special, and then they just canceled it. And it's like, okay, I want to see like what they do with it. But you know, they said it's not. You know, that there has been rumors that they're getting back into it. But just like with Wheel of Time, people, you know, like the social media accounts have been posting some things that, you know, those who know about like the big box, and they said like Rand ? Everyone knows if they've read the books, but if they tried to make the show just like the books, it wouldn't have worked. Because those books, especially like the Wheel of Time books especially, but like the Song of Ice and Fire books, the main pole of the narrative in the books is that you're basically inside the head of the person. And you see the world the way they see it, each chapter. And that doesn't really work in visual medium because you have to see the actions, and they have to treat it a different way. And I think like they basically rebooted the world of Wheel of Time to have like a completely different framing of like what it was, and I think it worked. But it's just sad that they couldn't continue it with the kind of budget they required. It was just costing too much. It was doing really well too, but it was just costing too much. But I think if they tried to do a faithful reimagining of like the book series, it would have completely failed. But I liked what they were doing by like kind of reimagining the world a little bit, which actually kind of makes sense. I don't want to spoil too much, but it kind of makes sense. Like it actually works canonically that it's different. Because every time the wheel spins, it's different, right? So it's like I don't want to spoil anything, but there's basically an idea where it's actually canonical that the storyline in Wheel of Time on the Amazon series is fundamentally different than the book series. Like there's completely different mechanics. There's completely different plot elements. Like it actually makes sense canonically. Like in the universe of Wheel of Time, that actually makes sense. Because every single time the wheel spins, like, you know, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but basically like everyone's lived like multiple lifetimes in different iterations. And I think that's actually not like too much of a spoiler, but it makes sense because the Wheel of Time, it's like the Ouroboros, you know, like the serpent eating its own tail. It's like an infinity symbol, right? So it's like every single time it goes back through the iteration, it's different. And like the dragon has gone through so many different iterations already. And I don't want to get into stuff with Matt, but yeah, I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, Stannis. Yeah, they didn't really do Stannis justice either. Yeah, they didn't do a lot of the characters justice in Game of Thrones, the HBO series. I can't wait for Winds of Winter. I'm rereading all the books in Spanish, like, like I got the first one in Spanish here. El Juego de Tronos, Canción de Hielo y Fuego, uno. So this is book 1. El Trono de Hierro, the Iron Throne. Yeah, I think it's a great read. And also it's I know it seems like a lot because there's a lot of pages, but honestly, the level of Spanish that I'm reading in it is actually pretty accessible to me, at whatever my level is. Like it's pretty accessible to me. Yeah, so I guess there's a... yeah, so like basically I'm just I'm trying to like I was saying earlier, I'm trying to just like kind of bide my time until this whole housing process settles. It's gonna be kind of annoying until it's actually settled, but like doing stuff like reading books in Spanish, right? Oh, we're in the Void Watch. Ooh. Oh, we're in the Void Watch. Oh shit. Yeah, I love that. That's kind of a cool name, Void Watch. Got this guild tab. Another Final Fantasy 11 fan. Oh, nice. Yeah, we got some Final Fantasy 11 people in here. Yeah, my brother has 6-account multi-box. Yeah, so I guess I'm working on my reputation here. So I gotta get I'm friendly right now. I gotta get revered. So we gotta run a lot of blood furnaces, okay? Looking fine. Hey, what's up, DopeCon? How you doing? Yeah, so basically we did a blood furnace today. We didn't finish. It was unfortunately, but you know what? We showed up, we tried. I used up some of my rested XP, but we didn't use up all of it, so you know, we got like 45% left to level 62, so you know, I do want to try to come back more often. But we just showed up today. We streamed for 2 hours. I did one dungeon. We had to bail, but you know, they all left. The shaman just literally ran into the room with all the mobs and wiped us. And then everyone left after that. They're like, screw this. Like, the shaman is just like trolling. They were you know, we were trying to do well with the fears, like, but the warlock kept fearing them. And then they would run into the other room, and I'm like, that's why I was pulling into the hallway, bro. Anyway, that's just how it goes sometimes, especially with randoms, okay, so. Plus, I'm not that great either. So, I'm trying my best to hold thread. I'm doing my best. But, you know, I'm not a paladin, I don't have easy mode. Okay, okay, I gotta work for it. Because I'm a warrior, not a paladin. I don't have like 3 buttons I press. Okay? I gotta use my full toolkit to actually tank. I feel like warrior does it better, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I got a hill to climb. Yeah. Anyway, let's I'm gonna close out the stream. I got stuff to do today. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for being here today. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we talk about that, like, you know, I have some things moving forward pretty soon, and I think it's fine that I'm just like doing a couple of random things. Like, I am drawing when I can. We need to do another art stream. You know, I've been drawing even when I only have a few minutes. I drew this in like 3 minutes. I try to keep a heartbeat, because honestly, even if I was doing nothing, even if I was doing absolutely nothing, just waiting for this housing thing to work, I would be just fine. I'm not required to be constantly pushing every single skill I have. I don't have to be reading a book in Spanish. I don't have to be streaming. I don't have to be leveling my World of Warcraft character. I don't have to be drawing, you know. I don't have to be studying chess. Okay, I don't have to be working out every single day. I did 15 squats this morning and a deep squat. Okay, I don't have to be doing all this, and yet I am. Even during this, You know, this the very end of the very end of this long waiting process. It's about to finish. I'm crossing the finish line pretty soon. And I'm just kind of a little scared because I feel like I'm just standing still. But honestly, even if I just completely stood still, even if I completely stood still, that would be perfectly fine anyway. I can wait until I can stabilize. But I'm not just standing still. I'm going above and beyond. So, get off my back, Rebecca. Oh, okay, I will. I'm talking to myself. Thanks, mods. That was me. I'm the only mod. You understand that, right? Nobody can... I have not found anybody who can mod as fast as I am on my channel. Because I know things about what my stream is. Like, I would have to train somebody. Like nobody's at my level with moderating my stream. I don't even know if I don't even know if adding somebody as a moderator would even be useful, because I do it faster. Like, I mean, I am like the showrunner here, you know, like I know the environment I'm trying to make, and that changes too. Like, sometimes I allow things to go unmoderated if the context allows it. Like, 'cause certain contexts, I do allow people to like have like discussions that I normally wouldn't, but then other times I don't. So it's hard to like it's hard to expect somebody to be able to do that, except for me, because I'm the one who's controlling the stream. You can smell trolls a mile away. Yeah, but here's the thing: is sometimes I'm not 100% sure if they're trolls or not, and sometimes like it's actually better if I don't time them out. You're trans too? Yeah, I understand that, but I have my own vibe I'm trying to make, and I don't know if I'm ready to actually add somebody as a moderator. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to trust people. Maybe I need to get over that, but I have enough trolls that I've had, you know, I first of all, I'm going to believe you that you are trans and that you have good interest, and that you have my interest in mind, that you're a genuine person. But I've also had trolls that pretend to be something they're not. So I'm trying to like calculate like what the risks are, and it's like, yeah, people who come in and they just say like, that's a dude, or nice Adam's apple, bro. I'm like, dude, you can't see an Adam's apple, and it's no different than any other woman you'll see. Like come on. There's women who have bigger Adam's apple than me. Like, Jesus Christ. They're delusional. I am never misgendered in public. Like, people don't work that way. The reason why they misgender me is because they know I'm trans and they're transphobics. You can limit mod patters so they can't take over. Yeah, I mean, I guess if somebody's getting timed out like, you know, immensely, like, I mean, I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. I guess, yeah. Yeah, let me just add you as a standard moderator. Yeah, there we go. 1.3. Yeah, we're actually at 1.3k. We just reached 1,300 subs. We're growing. You know, like a few months ago, I was at 800 subs. We're approaching 1.5 thousand. Yeah. You know, I can't wait for that 10,000. You guys imagine? You imagine, DevCon? Can you imagine when I reach 10,000 subs? Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. You're now my moderator, a standard mod, not a managing mod. I'll do you proud. Yeah, and obviously if you abuse it, I'm gonna take it away, but you know, it's not the end of the world. I'm pretty good at managing things. I like to, I don't know, maybe I need to learn how to, you know, well this will be our practice run. You're gonna help me, because I used to have moderators on Twitch, and it got a little bit too much. Because first of all, people were, you know, a little bit pressured, because I would moderate people that, you know, that were just like trustworthy, but then they became moderators, and that's like, I just want them to be viewers. But if somebody wants to be my mod, and you've showed up a number of times, and you seem pretty awesome, and you're trans. But just understand my vibe, and also understand that just you might be offended by things. I'm gonna trust you a little bit, but also you being offended might not be enough for me to want to ban someone. So we'll figure it out as we go. There's a vibe that I want to have on my stream, and I don't want to create a divisive place. And I don't want to ban people just for not 100% understanding, but you can probably feel that out. And you've been around here enough possibly to understand that already. I kind of have a certain vibe I have here. It's more of an open space. I guess like it's more like a cafe. Like this isn't like a gender expansive space, but it is an all-inclusive space. And if people are going to be assholes, if people are going to be rude, then they don't really belong here. But just like it's like a bar or like a cafe. Like we're all here to be here, and we're diverse. We're diverse. This isn't just a trans space. This isn't just a cisgender space. It's like a collective space where we're all just trying to get along. Hey, what's up, Angel? How you doing? Don't police like the chat too much. Just the obvious people and that are here to do harm. Yeah, I'm gonna trust you on that. Use your best judgment. Honestly, like it does get annoying, and almost like, yeah, there's like certain obvious signs, and I'm gonna like trust you to use your best judgment on that. And I can always untime out people or undelete messages if it's like, hey, like that one was a little unfair, like maybe tone it down a little bit notch, or maybe you're not banning people enough. Honestly, at the end of the day, I also have the ultimate ability to ban people or not, so so if you're not, I think it's better to be on the side of being more lenient, but getting rid of obvious troublemakers. And if you're not doing enough, I'll step in. I think that's like a good policy in general. Like, if you're not doing enough, I'll step in and like block somebody and stuff like that. I'm good. I'm just kind of closing out the stream. I got some stuff to do today in real life, and I'm just trying to get through this next couple of days. I have a really important meeting coming up soon, and it's going to determine the future, not just of my stream, but of me, and my ability to not just grow my channel, but grow myself and grow my career and grow my relationships, involving housing and stability. I am the overlord. Yes, I am the supreme goddess. rebeccaloran. Yeah, that's me. I'm the supreme goddess. But I feel like that's a huge responsibility to have that kind of power, and I think I'm pretty fair. I think I'm pretty fair. Good luck, but you don't need it. Yeah, I mean, it's not really luck. It's like, it's not up to me. I mean, it is, but it's not. Like, honestly, I will live in pretty much any situation that's better than this one. And as long as it's not worse, which is not going to be with this agency, and I have rights. It's not like a homeless shelter. It's not like a mental hospital. I literally have rights, okay? I know this is a shocker, but I have rights, okay? And I'm not aware of those rights at all the time because I have not really had the opportunity, and sometimes I'm not aware of my own rights. That's kind of how bad it is. I've been kind of tossed around by society for my entire life, and I'm not really aware of what I'm actually entitled to. And that's really scary because I'm a 38-year-old woman. I've been an adult for 20 years, and yet I don't understand some basic rights that I have. That's scary. And people will take advantage of that, and people have. I don't know if it's like at a criminal level, and obviously, statute of limitations and all that. And I don't even know if it would go anywhere in a civic lawsuit anyway, but not worth it. I don't even have that kind of money, so it would have to be pro bono, and what would it solve? It wouldn't solve anything. My best bet is to just move forward with the people who have the resources to help me, and utilize those resources moving forward, and understand and learn that I do have rights. and that people trying to manipulate me and people controlling me, not just like literally, like emotionally also and psychologically, those people don't have power. The only reason they had power in the past was because I allowed them to. And I've been learning that I have rights, like, more and more. And when I get this new housing situation, it's going to be a little bit of a mismatch because I'm going to have rights I wasn't aware of. And people are going to point that out to me because I'm not alone. I have a case management. I have people who are looking out for my legal rights. I have people who are going to point things out to me. And also when I do things wrong too. So there's going to be like a conversation. It's not going to go immediately to the like worst possible outcome. It's going to be like, hey, we need to have a conversation about this. Let's fix this before it becomes a problem. Either from other people treating me or me actually mistreating other people too, which is less likely, but it could happen. And it has happened in the past. Most of the time I've been gaslit into believing that I'm the problem. And so I internalize that and I have overcome a lot of those problems. But it's almost like I'm gaslighting myself into thinking I'm the problem when it's actually other people who abused me. And I have a hard time differentiating between that. It's really hard because I could just be like, oh, I'm fine. Everyone else is the problem. But that has its own set of problems because what if there's certain cases where I literally am the problem? And if I don't know how to differentiate those, I can become a problem too. And so like, there's like a balance, right? Some people, some things, and a lot of things actually, the vast majority of things that have happened to me in life that were negative, the vast majority were because of other people who were manipulating me. There were problems I caused, but the vast majority of those were other people trying to get away with mistreating me. And I've been trying to escape that. And even though I'm technically like not in their control, I kind of am because of my lack of opportunities. But they're going to change all of that. I'm going to have power that I never had before. I'm going to have legal rights that I never really realized I had before. I'm going to have housing that isn't determined by somebody who can decide my fate in a snap of their fingers. I'm going to have actual safety nets that I've never had before. And it's going to be a shock. I think it's going to take a little bit of adjustment. It might take a long time to adjust. Because I've never been in this situation my entire life. Especially my entire adult life. But I've never been in a situation of power my entire life. Where I don't need my family or random people to decide my future for me. I mean, they are random people, but like there's legal structures. There's systems in place to protect me. I've never had that before. I've always been on my own, and I was relying on the kindness of other people, and that can change in a millisecond. And I've always been like, okay, I'm just one bad conversation away from being out on the street. And in this situation, this is like the best I could get where I'm not going to be thrown out just by somebody else deciding. Like, as long as I don't get evicted, I can stay here. But this situation is terrible. There's mold. There's mice now with like, I can actually get sick from like the mice droppings. They have like bacteria and stuff that gets into the air. The toilet does not have a water seal and sewage just gets into the air. Like, my dad is an alcoholic. He doesn't clean the house. The whole house is a mess. You can't really fully see it here, but like this whole house is a mess. It's so hard to organize. It just falls apart. I can't function here. I need room to fly. I need to spread my wings and fly. I'm like a fae creature. Like a beautiful dancing, flying, like fairy angel creature. And I've had my wings tied with a rope and I've been shoved into a cage. I need room to fly. And that's going to happen pretty soon. And it might not happen like all at once, but I feel like the next chapter in my life is going to be a very meaningful one. I've already gotten all my surgeries, so now I'm not bound by any of those kind of limitations. I'm not bound by literal, like, I need surgery before I can move forward. Like, the dysphoria stuff is dealt with. The only thing left is, like, you know, the normal, like, social dysphoria because of, you know, fucked up society and transphobes. But honestly, you know, that was going to be the case no matter what. So I am happy in my body now. I love my body. I'm exploring my sexuality. I'm exploring my identity. I'm exploring, you know, what it means to be a woman. But I have, like, a part of my life that has been caged, and it's about to be uncaged. And it's almost like, if you've ever seen those videos of like animal shelters who have had, like, animals that, like dogs, who have lived in confinement their entire life, and they've been mistreated, and they finally let them out of the cage. A lot of the times they don't even know, they're too scared to leave the cage. That's what it's like. You took out a spider's nest in my shed? Nice. Yeah, I think things are going to be fine. And anyway, I'll catch you later. Welcome to the mod team, Dubcon Gaming. Do me proud. See you next time. Bye-bye.